When the Kryvern fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere, they expected weakness. Their mission was simple: test the dominant species, assess their combat potential, and determine if Earth was ready for assimilation into the Galactic Accord. Didn't expect the fire to come from the ashes. Commander Zelanator stood aboard the Vorthal Nexus, his sleek obsidian warship casting a shadow over what was once the city of Chicago. The humans had fought savagely irrationally, even wielding outdated projectiles and explosive devices. But they'd fallen, predictably. Within 6 Earth days, most major cities were reduced to rubble. Their governments collapsed. Their satellites disabled. Resistance seemed futile. That was 2 months ago. Now Kryvern patrols were being ambushed in rural zones. Elite drop squadrons were vanishing without a trace in ruined subway tunnels. Their massive mech units were hacked mid-combat by salvage Earth tech. And most alarmingly, one word was echoing in intercepted human transmissions: the survivors. Zelanator paced the command deck, his talons clicking against the metal floor. He gazed at the 3D hologram of North America red zones showing Kryvern control, but large swaths of gray now blinking with alert markers. "Report," he hissed at his adjutant. Sub-Commander Revik stepped forward. Another plasma crawler unit was destroyed near the Rockies. 37 Kryvern troops gone. No heat signatures before or after the attack. Zelanator narrowed his eyes. "Ghosts don't leave wreckage. What did the scout drones record?" Revik swallowed. "No footage. Their drone feeds cut off exactly 13 seconds before impact." Again, there was a pause. The deck was silent, but for the soft hum of the ship's systems. "They're learning," Zelanator finally muttered. Revik hesitated. "Sir, permission to speak freely?" He nodded. "We underestimated the humans, not their weapons, their spirit." Zelanator clicked his jaw in irritation. "We knew they were aggressive. This entire operation was supposed to evaluate just how much. They've turned savagery into strategy, Commander. They use ruins like terrain, turn junk into traps. They don't die. They adapt." He remembered the briefing before the invasion, how humans were categorized as a class 4 developing species: primitive, emotion-driven, disorganized. Zelanator now cursed the arrogance of the Accord scientists. On screen, a new warning flared this time from Europe. A Kryvern garrison in what used to be Berlin had gone completely dark. One last message had been auto-sent before the blackout. They're not soldiers. They're monsters wearing human skin. On the ground, miles beneath collapsed buildings and fractured highways, the survivors moved like shadows. Sergeant Carla Reyes ducked into the shattered skeleton of a hotel lobby. Her combat suit was stitched together from scrap Kryvern armor. An old Kevlar. The exosuit's HUD flickered as her AI assistant, Bishop, relayed the latest satellite hijack. Command says Nexus-class vessel is repositioning. "Looks like they're getting nervous," Carla grinned. "Good. Let them be nervous." Behind her, 3 other survivors, Marquez, Tanaka, and the silent behemoth known only as Orcs, checked their weapons. Plasma rifles looted from fallen Kryvern. Captains modded with car batteries and Earth tech optics. Marcus squinted at a map. "Next strike?" Carla pointed. "We hit the underground relay hub in New Toronto. Knock out their cum grid again. Then we bait their elites into another trap." Ox chuckled just once, but it sounded like distant thunder. Carla's grin faded as her eyes scanned the ruined skyline. "They thought destroying cities would break us. They didn't understand. We are the cockroaches of the universe. We survive. We build from bones." Tanaka added softly, "And we remember who started it." Back on the Vorthal Nexus, panic was mounting. More reports poured in. Kryvern elite squads were refusing deployment. Fear, a concept foreign to their species, now spread like a virus. Murmurs of retreat echoed in the war rooms. Zelanator slammed his claw into the console. "We tested them, and now they test us. We came to break a species and found a forge." He turned to Revik. "How many Kryvern remain planet-side?" Revik's voice was low. Less than 20%, and most have gone radio silent. The commander stared at Earth's image, so blue, so violent. Initiate planetary evacuation. Now, sir, you heard me. If we stay, we don't leave. When the last of the quivering ships fled Earth's orbit, they left behind only ruins and embers. But deep in those ruins, humanity began again. Not with parades or governments, but with fire teams and code words. With resistance forged in blood and grit dot and across the stars, the story spread of the planet where Deathwalkers dwelled, where survivors rose from ash with vengeance in their hearts, where the galaxy's predators found prey that bit back harder. They came to test humanity. Now they run from its wrath.